Hi everybody, it's Ann and welcome back to the Blog Spot. Now today we're going to talk about the Osundero brothers who filed a lawsuit against Jussie Smollett's attorneys, and they filed it in federal court. And just before we get started, I want to mention a couple of things. Both brothers were born and raised in Chicago, even though they're Nigerian. The second thing is that Mark Geragos is one of the lawyers that the brothers is suing. And Mark Geragos has had clients like Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, Scott Peterson. And Scott Peterson is the man who went to jail for his wife, Lacey, even though around the same time there was like 3 Petersons going to trial. Okay, here we go. So first you see here that the complaint was filed by the brothers, and it's the first document, and was filed on April 23rd. Then here we have the complaint, just to show you that they actually filed this in the federal court, and Jussie's case was still in the state/civil/circuit court with Judge Tooman. And those Osundero brothers actually took this to federal court. And you can see it's 16 pages long, so I'm just going to pull out some things I think you might want to know. Okay. Now, as you can see here, they're naming defendant Tina Glandian, who is employed by Geragos and Geragos, and she's actually an employee of Mark Geragos. And then on number 4, you can see Mark Geragos is a defendant. And also on number 5, you see that Geragos and Geragos law firm is a defendant. And I've underlined some things here in red that I thought you might find interesting. And I'm going to read it. Defendants has criminal counsel for Chicago actor Jussie Smollett, who is acting as public relations representatives while in Illinois. Second, defendants made public defamatory statements against plaintiffs. And they're saying that they did that to major outlets such as the Chicago Sun-Times, the Chicago Tribune, and WGN radio. And then the last underline is finally and importantly, these statements also impacted the reputation of plaintiffs who are employed and live in Illinois. Okay, let's go to the next page. This is number 23. Jussie Smollett's attorneys, faced with an outraged public, did not retreat after their success. Instead, they doubled down and affirmed that Mr. Smollett was an innocent victim, but that plaintiffs led a criminally homophobic, racist, and violent attack against Mr. Smollett. Defendants made these comments knowing they were untrue to distract from Mr. Smollett's farce and to promote themselves and the Geragos and Geragos law firm. And then, as you can see here, the first defendant is Tina Glandian. And on number 24 here, it says that Tina appeared on Good Morning America. And that's the only part I'm going to read there. You can go back and read that. Number 25. All the statements alleged below were in coordination with defendant Mark Geragos and Mr. Geragos' law firm. They're saying that Tina said that the plaintiffs may have been wearing white face while attacking Mr. Smollett, again stating plaintiffs beat Mr. Smollett and added the implication that this battery was a hate crime. Now we're going to go to number 28 on the next page because I didn't get the whole thing there. Here it is. The whole thing. Tina Glandian's statements that plaintiffs committed a hate crime against Mr. Smollett and had white faces were published to third parties everywhere as they were broadcast by ABC and NBC and were republished in numerous newspapers, blogs, and periodicals. Then we go on to number 33. Ms. Glandian's statements that the brothers had white face on the day of Jussie Smollett's alleged attack are false and defamatory, as neither wore white face or pretended in any way to be Caucasian. And then we're going to go to number 36, which says, Ms. Glandian's statements have caused considerable damage to plaintiffs' careers as they have lost talent agent contracts and career opportunities. Then number 37 says, Ms. Glandian's statements have caused plaintiffs financial damage. And then we go to number 39, which says Ms. Glandian's statements have caused plaintiffs severe emotional damage. Then we go to number 45, which says Ms. Glandian knew that plaintiffs were partially self-employed as creators and promoters of their brand, Team Able. Team Able advises and demonstrates how to strengthen and build muscle while maintaining a healthy steroid-free diet and fitness regimen. And I'm going to skip down and go to number 48, which says plaintiffs do not use or distribute illegal Nigerian steroids. Now, number 58 through number 65, I'm going to let you read on your own. You can see I've underlined and read some words. And the only reason I'm doing that is because YouTube has new rules coming out for the creators, and I'm not really sure what's going on. The new rules came out December 10th, or they'll come out in January. I'm not sure, but I'm going to let you read that on your own. And then the next page, it starts talking about Mark Geragos, and this number 1 through 81, there is just saying what we said before in number 1 through 81 applies here also. And then on number 83, where the arrow is, it says that Mr. Geragos falsely stated that he could not think of anyone else who committed the hate crime against his client, Mr. Smollett, besides plaintiffs. And number 87 says, Mr. Geragos' statements have caused the plaintiffs severe emotional distress and have caused plaintiffs irreparable financial damage as alleged above. And this here is just the ending of the document. And you can see up at the top where the blue is, it was filed on April 23rd, and it's 16 pages. And The blue just means it was filed on the internet. They didn't actually have to go to court to file it. And this here is showing the case. And as you can see, there was something filed on November 20th, where that red arrow is. It shows you the judge, who is Matthew Kennelly. And I'm just finding this, so I'm going to have to go through this and see what else I can find about this. Because I'm quite sure I saw Mark Garrigo say back in July, something like that, he was demanding the case to be thrown out. But it looks like it's still going on, because the last update was November 20th. And this here is a video just showing you that I didn't make this up. And it's all the documents that the brothers and Mark Garrigos have filed in court regarding the brothers suing Jussie's attorneys. And those attorneys are in Jussie's state/civil/circuit court case. Jussie has different attorneys in the federal court case. I'm going to have to get a program where I can share my screen with you, because this one has a watermark on it, so I'm still working on that. But anyway, that's going to do it for me. Thank you for stopping by the channel. Please like the video, share the video, post your comment, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you soon with more news about both brothers. Bye.